guys? Alex Tabor,
Laquan Butler,
and we are
Legacy
Squad Podcast. So a little bit about ourselves. My name is Alex Tabor. I'm originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma, was a heavy equipment mechanic for 11 years, and before that, 8 years as a Harley-Davidson mechanic. Ran a 100-acre farm, had the farm all to myself, a family farm going on. Sold everything because I found a dream, a vision, and a purpose. And that purpose is financial services. What about you, Mr. Laquan? What brought you into business?
All right, mine is totally the opposite of his. All right, was never on a farm. All I could do was spell farm. I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut, city life. Ran the streets, had fun, blew money, and I've always was a hustler. So I was in the car business for about a decade, just moving metal. But when the pandemic happened, I saw, I'm not sure if you guys know where you guys are from, the car lots got desolate. And me as a manager, I didn't feel comfortable, watching, the team hike up these car prices, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 above cost. I didn't sleep well knowing I'm selling a car to an elderly woman who couldn't afford this payment. So I looked for a way out. I got introduced to the financial industry, and I fell in love. 12 months after, being in the car business, working 80 hours a week, I was able to supplement my income, leave the car business. I do this full time now, just educating people how to save and grow their money. And it's been the best thing ever, man.
Man, I tell you what, it's all about helping people. And really, I'm right there with you. When I found out the true power of financial services, financial literacy, and all the stuff that they took away from us during the school system, all throughout the school system, they pulled it all out of the school system because John D. Rockefeller, he was saying that, I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. So they pulled all that financial education out of the school system so that we would be reliant on going out and getting a job, becoming an employee, a 9-to-5 worker. And then, of course, they just end up brainwashing everybody with retirement and what their dream was with retirement.
You go to school, get a good job, get good grades. They just condition you to work
40 hours, right? 40 hours per week for 40 years for 40% of your retirement. Because you're trained as an employee to save in a 401k or a 403b or a thrift savings plan. They're all up, down with the market.
It's an emotional roller coaster. So, and I want to get on that topic. That's for episodes to come. But, these 401ks were never meant for retirement, guys. But that's the whole purpose of this podcast. Where our goal is to educate you guys and about the rules of the money game. We're going to bring, real life events and day to day, what's happening in the news and how it can affect or help your household.
Definitely. Current events, like we all know the politics plays a role, especially when it comes to our retirement, because what are they after? Well, they're after our retirements. And the same thing with, that's again for later episodes, but variable products. Those variable products are also known as government-controlled qualified plans. And that just states that, okay, since Uncle Sam is your silent business partner, we're not going to tax you on your money right now while taxes are at all-time low. Instead, we're going to tax you later on down the road. Well, Laquan, do you think taxes are going to go up, down, or stay the same in the future? Kind of a rhetorical question, right?
Yeah.
Of course they're going to go up. So does it really make sense to keep your market in one of these products where you're vulnerable to losses and you're going to pay more taxes later on down the road?
But this is the wild part, though, because middle-class America, they know. They just don't know a way out.
That's true.
And that's the issue. And then they don't know what they don't know. So we can beat over the head. Listen, taxes are going to go up. You're going to save for 30, 40 years of your retirement to only see 40, 50% of it. And then with the 4% rules, now like the 2% rule because inflation, you can't even live off of that retirement. And if you guys are familiar with the three-legged stool, that stool is gone.
It's like the one-legged stool now. If you're lucky. If you're lucky. If you were smart enough to save in the proper financial vehicle for your retirement. And that's the thing, though. Most people don't know what the proper vehicle is. They know the banks. They know Wall Street that likes to gamble and play with your money. And they think that all the wealthy people out there, they go out and they get this financial advisor. Right?
Certified.
I got a guy, right? I got one of those guys, Laquan. I don't need nobody else. I got a guy. Well, that guy, you're paying him a commission out of your pocket to legally play with your money in the market.
They're not going to like this.
I mean, it sucks, but it's the truth, right?
I have friends who are financial advisors. I have nothing against financial advisors.
Well, they got to eat too, but you don't want to risk your hard-earned retirement money in the market. You want to diversify, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, the wealthy are involved in the stocks too, but the wealthy only put their money that they are willing to lose in the stocks.
Most of the wealthy knows about to happen before middle class knows also.
That's true, because most of the wealthy are what?
In the now.
Well, they're business owners, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as employees, we're just kind of stuck in the dark and in the shadows, relying on people like financial advisors to play with our money. I mean, we see what the wealthy is doing, and we're like, oh, okay, I just need to put all my money here. Well, that's not really what the wealthy is doing. You're seeing what the wealthy is doing with part of their money. Part of the money that they want to keep, protect, and preserve. Where do you think they're going to put that?
I'm not going to tell them just yet.
Not going to tell them this yet? We're going to hold off on you.
So, our goal right now is to teach you guys how to preserve your money, how to never lose money in the market.
That's it.
How to participate in uninterrupted compound interest.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought my guy, he said that I got compound interest.
Oh yeah, you do. So it's a double-edged sword. So he who understands it earns it, but he who doesn't pays it. So if you don't understand compound interest, you're paying those fees and everything you're paying compound on that. But if you do understand it, now the money you're getting compound interest in, 1 turns into 2, which turns into 4, which turns into 8, then 16, 32, 64, and so on and so on. It's a big snowball effect. So this is going to be a pretty fun series.
So that's like uninterrupted compound.
Uninterrupted.
So there's a big difference. Big difference between, just you've got compounding interest. You got compounding interest until you lose. Then you got to start all over again. But uninterrupted compounding interest, that's what we're really after.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, the market is an amazing game. Everybody wants to get in the market. But my thing is, like you said earlier, how much money of that do you want to lose? And right now,
people don't have enough to lose. I mean, they're living
paycheck to paycheck.
Exactly. There's people, come on, I know people that's got like 4 or 5 jobs. Like they got 2 full-time jobs, and then they got a part-time job on top of their 2 full-time jobs. And
then they got an Amazon store.
And they got an affiliate marketing.
Drop shipping. They do Uber. So
it's crazy. It's crazy. We're living in a strange time.
You're forced to have a side hustle or a second job just to make ends meet.
And I don't know why you wouldn't start a business.
Fear of the unknown.
That's got to be the majority of it. Let's ask Google. That seems like a good Google question. I want to know. I'm genuinely curious. I'll let her tell us too. Why don't most people start a business?
According to LifePlan, many people are afraid to start a business because they lack the necessary education or experience. There are plenty of entrepreneurs who did just that. Unfortunately, a lack of education or experience still makes many feel potential business owners insecure about their chances.
So, like you said, they're afraid. They're afraid, and they think they lack experience. But how do you get experience?
By getting your ass up and getting to it.
That's like the best type of experiences
And that's what I
on the
love.
job, right?
And that's what I love about this country. And that's what I love about free enterprise. Is what I love about entrepreneurship, because you can fail as many times as you want and bounce back and get right back to it. The issue is many people don't want to fail,
They're afraid of failure.
so
But-
that's the issue.
That's like a lot of business owners, though. I hear this saying that they say a lot is, if you're going to fail, just fail fast.
And fail forward,
Fail fast and fail forward. Yeah.
and that's it. That's the biggest issue. But the lack of knowledge, and that's bullshit too, because with the information age we're in, the technology we have with Google and YouTube, the information's there. They just don't want to get it. They want
You could be an auto mechanic, like certified YouTube mechanic. Slap that patch on your shoulder. I mean, you can. There's so much stuff
So
out there
much
you can
you can
learn
do.
nowadays, and with the right knowledge, with the right mentor, I'd say a mentor would be the biggest thing. Somebody that's actually been there, done that. Is where you're wanting to go, and they're like, hey, I'll teach you if you're willing to put pride and ego to the side and just say, teach me. But so many of your people are like, they want to play the know-it-all thing.
I got it from the ground up.
Yeah. It was all me. It's all me.
But even if that is the case, so what? Just do something. Because I highly doubt that your boss is going to pay you just enough, or is going to pay you enough to live right next to where he lives.
No, I like the story you told me before whenever we first met about your boss getting that new car
Yeah,
and coming through the service drive.
yeah, right. Cadillac. He went. He's walking to the Cadillac dealership. It was right next door. I was at the Maserati dealership. He was like, "Quan, come on, follow me." So we go next door, and he's like, "Yeah." He ordered a brand new top of the line of platinum or Escalade, decked out for his wife, and it was nice. It was nice. I'm recording it, and then the finance manager comes out and says, "Are you ready to wrap up the paperwork?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I wasn't going in there because it's a private, it's personal information. So he taps me on the shoulder and says, "Laquan, if you keep working the way you're doing right now, I'll be able to buy 2 of these next year."
Oh, gee, thanks.
And yeah,
Kind of struck a nerve.
they struck a nerve.
Did the light bulb click? Or like, man, why the hell don't I start this? Why don't I own a damn Maserati dealership or something?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to own a dealership.
No,
It was just, at that time, I was always the person that I would never take a salary because I knew my work ethic. And I knew
say
that
salaries are like the killers of the dreams, right?
because if me and you are getting paid $50,000 a year, and I work more than you, we're both still getting the same
50,000 a year.
paycheck.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like that. I'm like, this guy's not even doing nothing, or he does it wrong, or he sucks at what he does. We're getting the same paycheck. So I like that. So I went into the car business world because I knew you get paid on how many cars you sell. And I knew I can outwork anybody in that dealership, no matter what brand it was. And then I can respect the fact that if I had a horrible commission check that month, it was because of me, nobody else. So I love the sales. I love sales.
What about, so it took me a while to actually like sales. Like my mom was in sales all her life. She was
Shout
actually said a
out to
lot of-
mom. Mama
shout out to
Tabor.
mom. That's all right. Shout out to Mama Tabor. But she was in sales all her life. She sold air. How you gonna sell air, right? I'm sure some of you guys are like, how do you sell air? She sold ad space on the radio, so she literally sold airtime to clients that wanted to advertise their product. Because before all this internet and the cameras and the Facebook and the YouTube and stuff, that's how you heard about stuff, was either TV, newspaper, or radio. And she sold ad space. My father, shout out to Charles Tabor, he owned his own advertising firm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I was around the marketing and the sales and he was his own boss, a business owner. And as a kid, when you see your dad putting in those long hours and putting in those long nights. And, you know, he'd leave at work in the morning, he'll come home for dinner, tuck me into bed as a kid, and then I knew he was leaving again. He was going back to work.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I don't know if I want that or not.
I'm still stuck on the fact that you said you don't like sales.
I didn't like sales because I saw what it was doing, and you know, the long hours and stuff, and him not being, you know, around me as much as I knew he wanted to be as a kid.
Gotcha.
But then the more I got, you know, into the workplace, I graduated high school, graduated college, got into the workforce. My first job was a lot porter at a car dealership. It's weird how we connected, but a lot porter at a car dealership, and I got to where I was liking people. I would be out there, you know, moving cars around or wiping the cars off or rotating the inventory around. And I got to where I always loved cars because I played with Hot Wheels ever since I was a kid. Loved cars. And so I'd be out there detailing the car or working a lot. Customers would be there. No salesmen around. Where are they all at? On the side of the building, smoking cigarettes like freight trains.
So you were the snitch.
I was the snitch. But I got to where I was so good at being the car lot snitch, I would actually connect with the customer, bring them inside, get them waters, and then I would introduce them. Hey, I want to introduce you guys to the #1 salesman in our entire dealership. This is Mr. Laquan Butler. Laquan's going to take good care of you. Laquan, I'm going to go get the keys that they were looking at out there. They're looking at this great, you know, whatever it was, Honda Odyssey minivan. Fully loaded. I'm going to go grab the keys for you guys. Laquan's going to take good care of you. I'll bring the keys to Laquan.
Yeah, we couldn't work together.
And that's what I would do. Well, my manager got so, like, he would notice that, right? So the day I turned 18, bam! You're going from car porter to used car sales. And that's how I got involved in sales.
What to say? How many kids do you have?
I've got 2. I got a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old, both boys.
Yeah, you was good in sales because you had to convince somebody real good to put the key in and lock it.
That's it. We're all natural salesmen. Even our kids are. My 3-year-old's a hell of a salesman.
Yes.
And you got two girls, right?
Yeah. And they're real good salesmen. They're real good salesmen.
Women are always better salesmen, I think.
They're silent salesmen. They just look at you.
They got that look. Like everybody, like guys, look at your wife or your girlfriend right now. What look are they giving you? You instantly know, right, what they're thinking just by the look that they cut you. Maybe that's why I'm single now. Yeah. So, but as I mentioned before, went from sales to mechanics, and from sales from cars to motorcycles. Loved Harley Davidson, but Harley Davidson is one of those glamorous jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
To where, oh, you work at Harley Davidson. Whoa. Yeah, we still live paycheck to paycheck. Because unless you're the owner of the dealership, it don't matter if you work at Harley Davidson or not. I had to cut the camera off when Laquan was yawning. He's getting tired of me already.
Nah. It's been a productive day.
But how many of you guys out there have maybe hopped around and tried different things, car sales or boat sales or motorcycle sales? You were just like, yeah, you know what? This sales just isn't for me. I feel like I'm pushing somebody, something upon somebody, and I don't like that feeling. I went into new car sales. I didn't like that feeling. I felt like I was shoving Honda down somebody's throat. Like, take it.
That's what I was doing. So with me, I'm very big on value. So when I was in sales, my ultimate goal was to give you one. I'm a hell of a salesman.
I know you are.
I think I'm probably one of the best salesmen out there. Put me up against anybody, I know I can outsell you. So whenever I spoke with a client, my first goal was to build common ground. And then after that, it would be, figure out their needs. Because if you're trying to sell find a need and sell it to them. So I'm digging for that need and digging for that pain point. And then once I figured out what they were trying to do, I'll pull up the right car for them, and I will give them the best walk-around presentation on that vehicle. I mean, to the headlights, to the gas mileage. And I already know what their needs are. Their car seat room. I've been telling them the freaking circumference of a seatbelt. I'm giving them everything. I'm giving them how the car was constructed and things like that, and aerodynamic. I'm giving them everything. So then
women seem just like they're more safety oriented, and
guys are technical performance. So I'll tailor my walk around to their needs. So by the time I'm doing the walk around, the test drive will be simple. When they get behind that wheel, it was an emotional buy. Then when we finish the test drive, we'll walk in and I'll say, I give them once I got them, emotionally attached. I'll go to the deck and say, give me the highest pencil, give me to the sky, because now they built a car is not a need, it's a want.
Right.
It's emotional buy. So my goal is to get them emotionally attached to this car. Give me a pencil at the high.
So you took it from the head to their heart.
Exactly. Ooh, but so then once I present the numbers, they'll say, what do you think?
Because you built that bond with them. You built a relationship with them. Makes sense.
And it's
all about the relationship.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not. But
it's all about the relationship. It's all about the relationship. So, relationship building, when you're digging for that pain point, and because everybody starts, especially with car sales, I've got this price in mind, and I'm not budging, right? But then they okay, you got this price in mind. That price may get you a base model this. So I'm not going to show you a base model of this. I'm going to show you the Cadillac or the Mercedes or the Lexus, or I'm going to show you this, and then we'll go look at your base model price. And once you've already seen the best, and you try to go back to seeing the base model and the rubber floor and the vinyl seats versus the leather and the carpet and the Alcantara and all that, it's hard to go back.
Exactly.
I guess I could pay an extra $500 a month or $300 a month.
Hell no. They're gonna want that the high end vehicle for the price of the base model.
You think they don't realize the value? It's all about value. You gotta present the right value.
Yeah. That's all it is. It's a want, not a need. Because if it's a need, give them the cheapest car in the lot. Don't negotiate. But that's why I'm big on fact gathering, having conversation, communication, figuring out the needs versus wants.
So back to financial services, because ultimately it's the
same thing. Needs and wants. It's the same thing that relates to now.
So if I want to retire, I would probably want to learn what the wealthy do.
So let's correct that part right there. Because I highly doubt you want to retire.
No, I'll probably work until I can't work no more.
So when we say retire, I'll rephrase that as saying we have enough money that at 65 we can do whatever we want.
That's what it's all about right there. Because it's not really about I want to work until I die. You ask, like blue collar industry where I came from. Hey, what's your thoughts on retirement? When do you think you'll be able to hang it up? That's what we said around the shop, right? Mm-hmm. Man, Steve, you so damn old. When are you going to hang this up? Oh, I'll probably never hang it up. The reason that you guys say that's because you can't afford to hang it up right now. And so you just plan on, I'm going to work until I die. Well, what kind of freaking life is that? I'm going to work until I die, just work myself right into the grave. It's not about retiring and just sitting on a damn couch. It's about you have enough financial freedom now to where you can live the life that you want to live.
Exactly.
You can work, but you're enjoying doing that type of work.
Unless you work for Yellow.
Ooh, ouch. That was, I don't think you guys like Laquan, you just not making friends today. I don't know why you. I don't know
It's-
why you would take
I
a
feel
shot
bad.
like that.
I'm pretty sure everybody saw that snippet of the guy, going crazy.
I would have too. Worked for 30 years for some place,
You take away your pension.
and it's gone. It's what did Matthew McConaughey say in The Wolf of Wall Street? It's fairy dust. Mm-hmm. Well, he wasn't doing. He was going, where the fuck am I? I work for 30 goddamn years, and just
Don't tell me to calm down.
What would you do? I mean, seriously, I'd have lost my shit too. 30 years.
I'm laying everybody up.
That is nuts. Why in the hell would you trust a company that would terminate you, or if you drop dead, would replace you the very next day?
And that goes for any company that with the pension. It's not guaranteed.
And they're trusting these people with their
It's
retirement.
not guaranteed.
With
No
their
company
retirement.
is guaranteeing the pension. And they can lay you off. Just do your research. You can get laid off right before time for retirement.
And sadly, that's what a lot of them are doing.
Yeah, go look it up. You can fact check whatever we say, guys. It's sad. It's truly sad.
Companies have found this loophole where they're like, Laquan's up for retirement next year or in 2 years. His performance has slipped. I think we're going to have to give him a review. Maybe write him up a couple of times before that happens, and that way we can let him go. They don't want to pay your freaking pensions. You got the employers that don't want to pay the pensions, and if you got your traditional retirement strategy, like the boomers were basically led into, like lambs to a slaughter, of putting all their hard-earned money into a 401k or similar product. Why would you do that?
You don't know what you don't know.
We're taught it. And we're only taught those two strategies, which is either put your money in the savings of a bank or put your money in a 401k and cross your fingers and hope for the best. Or
Don't say it yet.
there's a third one.
Don't say it yet.
There's a third one.
Don't say it
I
yet.
want to tell you guys so bad what this third one is, but we'll save it.
Remember when you first started your job?
Oh,
Right.
man.
HR calls, meet at HR at 2 o'clock. You go there, they have the package set up for you.
Oh,
One
yeah.
for the health,
You're like, oh, it's been my
medical,
90 days. I get
health, medical,
all benefits.
dental, your vision. You get that $1 out of your paycheck for your life insurance. That covers like what?
if you
$10,000,
die
$20,000
at
at work.
Yeah.
And then the other one. Oh, set you with your 401k. What is it? I don't know.
Everybody else is doing it.
Just do it.
Yeah. You want to retire, right?
That's it. And that's what they do. They fill everything out and get back to work. Why? Because they need a paycheck.
Yep. They're like,
That's-
I'm set up for retirement. I got a 401k now through my job. Well, what is that? It's the same strategy that your father relied on, right? Oh, my dad had a 401k. My uncle's got a 401k. My brother's got a 401k. Everybody knows got a 401k. I guess I'll get one. And that's okay if you're diversifying, but if you're solely relying on that as your retirement,
You paying taxes on the harvest, not the seed.
and sadly, a lot of boomers are finding that out.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like they were an experiment.
They were.
Shh. Oh, you're not supposed to tell them. But you were. I mean, and it sucks because my parents are boomers. And I got to watch it firsthand, especially, so you remember what happened in 2007, 2008.
Yeah, the crash.
And there's a lot of, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a lot of realtors out there that they didn't do their research. And when you mention 2007, 2008, they go, what's that? What happened? Because these are realtors that are in their 20s and early 30s that just got their real estate license. They just entered the industry thinking that it's a sexy industry to be in. And at times, it can be.
Mm-hmm.
However, the majority of people that's making boatloads of money are not real estate agents. They're real estate investors.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned 2007, 2008, that's when the housing market crashed. There was a bubble, right? There was a movie. There was a couple movies about it. Big Short was a movie about it.
Lehman Brothers.
Lehman Brothers, yeah.
Margin Call.
Man, that's a good movie. I love Margin Call. But you have realtors that...
Was that the movie where he's like, your salary was $2 million?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, after taxes. And yeah, this car. Yeah.
And when they're talking about ninja loans, no income, no job, no problem, approved. Bam. They didn't care if you were going to lose your home or not. They were making a sexy commission off of you. But these real estate agents nowadays, the younger ones that haven't been in it very long, they didn't do their history on the industry.
It's a talk. It's a good thing to talk about.
Good thing to talk about. But there's bubbles that are starting to form, and they have been forming. We just now we're like, oh shit, what if this happens?
It's not going to happen. It's
not going to happen. Yeah, it'll never happen. That's what they said in 2007, 2008 too. It's not going to happen. It's fine. But when you start paying attention to trends, I mean, history will repeat itself. And if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. So if you're in real estate, look at what happened. Look at the trends that happened. And then compare it to what happens or what's going on today. It'll scare the hell out of you. But there is an industry out there that's even more stable than real estate. But it's more stable than the banks. It's more stable than Wall Street.
It's more stable than stable.
It's the stablest of stable. But we won't talk about it yet. It's okay.
So what's to come with these next episodes as we?
What's the common theme throughout the next episodes that you're going to see is if you're wanting to learn the rules of the money game, if you're wanting to win at the wealth, what would you call it? The wealth championship.
Yeah.
And start building a dynasty, a legacy for your family, for the next generations, because the Bible tells us we're not supposed to leave an inheritance to just our kids. We're supposed to leave an inheritance to our kids' kids, and for generations and generations.
So the
kids' kids? That sounded weird, didn't it? Children's children. Children's. We gotta leave the inheritance to the children's.
Yeah, that's that code. Kids is kids.
Kids is kids.
But yeah, I'm excited for these next episodes. That's to come. And we're not bashing, financial advisors.
Well, we're kind of bashing financial advisors.
But we're not bashing, CPAs and
CPAs are a good thing. I love my CPA.
We're not bashing stockbrokers.
Listen, if you got them, I mean, they're good to have. Like I said before, for the money you're willing to risk losing.
We're not bashing. It's good to diversify.
It is good to diversify.
But the issue is, and you're going to hear from our next episode, that middle class America has it all fucked up. All right, and I want
just tell it like it is.
It is. They hustle backwards. They're hustling backwards. They're putting their money in. I'm not gonna say the full thing, but the issue is they're putting their money into the stock market. All right, and then they fucking that up, and they're putting that money into what the banks, and then it goes into real estate. And then the little bit they have left over, they want to protect.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's you should protect the money first.
No, they want to go full off in real estate and the market. And it's the get rich quick kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And then when you tell them about something else, they're like, "Well, that sounds like it's one of those things."
Yeah. And let's be clear, I do invest my money. But I don't put. That's not my go-to whenever I get some money.
No.
my first goal is to preserve my money first, then invest.
And even I've got a Roth account, a Roth IRA.
Mm-hmm.
And a Roth is a step in the right direction. That's why I thought I was doing the right thing whenever I started it.
It is a step in the right direction. I just wouldn't have one.
Well, we know the other thing.
We'll dive deeper into that. So if you guys are catching hints, we're telling you about the topics that are coming in these later episodes. Because I know you're probably saying, well, what is it? You keep talking this, you're talking shit about this, you're talking shit about that. Well, what's the resolution?
There is one. There's a big one.
Pause.
It's a big one.
I'm looking forward to these next episodes. So how you want to close this out?
Let's close this out by. So the third way that money grows. No, I'm just playing. But where can they find you if they wanted to just learn more about you and see videos all about you and what you do and your world? Where can they find you?
All right, guys. Laquan Butler. It's LAQWAN on OnlyFans.
No, go ahead.
It used to be Backpage.
Backpage?
Yeah, but they got rid of that. But no, follow me on all social, except for X. I don't have X. It's not Twitter no more.
It's not Twitter no more. You can't tweet.
So
you can
I don't
X.
have that. But TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Laquan Butler. That's it.
So, and myself, you can find me. You can either Google me, Alex Taber, Taber. I'm not the actor guy. There's a voiceover guy in Canada that's the same name, not me, obviously.
They have no clue.
They might. I may have some Canadians watching. You never know. But you can also Facebook me, Alex Taber, Taber. You can look me up on Instagram, on TikTok. Legacy Wealth Crusade is my team name. But yeah,
FarmersMeat.com.
Farmers Only. You don't have to be lonely. Shout out to everybody on Farmers Only.
He's on Facebook, Facebook Match. He's on Tinder. He's on Bumble. He's on.
What's the new one? There's like
I don't know.
There's like a Christian one out there.
Christian Mingle.
Christian? No, I'm not on Christian Mingle. Anyway, I am on X though. If you want to look me up on X, aka used to be Twitter, Alex Taber on Twitter. So, but that being said, I don't know. I haven't determined a close off line yet. What you got? I'm putting you on the spot here.
Me?
Until next time, everybody. We'll see you all as part of the squad on Legacy Squad.
Bye, bitch.